May we start?
What is going on, guys? It's Geebs from Tasty Tuesday. It is another beautiful day in LA, and I have the one, the only, Nino Avenue. What's up, dude?
What's going on?
I've been so excited for this interview. Those that don't know, I interviewed Nino back in 2019, and it was an amazing interview. I loved it. It was with my friend Alex, and he blessed us. He blessed us with his presence at the studio, and he gave us an amazing freestyle. But again, it's been 4 years now?
Yeah,
4 years now. God damn.
Yeah. Oh man.
I just gotta know, how are you? How you been, man?
Oh man, well, first off, I'm doing good. I'm doing well. You know, just life is lifing. You know what I'm saying, for lack of better words. But I'm doing well, and I'm happy that I'm very active in music still.
What has happened since the last time we spoke? If you want to give a little background on everything you've been going on with.
When we did our last interview, I dropped my first project, The Beginning. And I feel like that was like my first learning experience with music and trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. And it was, my first time on a recording, learning how to mix, master, hours in the studio. So that was my first time when we did the interview. But after that, I dropped my second project, Hidden Gems. You know what I'm saying? Hidden Gems. And I kind of just wanted to like elaborate more on my first project. So you kind of can, if you listen to both projects, you will hear the resemblance between The Beginning and Hidden Gems. But Hidden Gems, like, I'm giving you a little bit more tracks, Of
course.
And then, leading up to my new project, Flavors.
That's the one you've been working on, right?
Yeah. That's the one. Well, I have Flavors out now, but we're working on Flavors Part 2. So from Hidden Gem, we're going to Flavors, and then we're working on Flavors Part 2. So that's 3 projects over the last 4 years.
That's crazy.
Since I first started music.
Well, that's good to hear. I mean, I remember when you first came to our old studio, our old Dash Studios.
Yeah.
Just wide-eyed. We were both so excited about that interview too.
Yeah.
You hit us with the freestyle, and just to see your growth as an artist has definitely been amazing.
Thank you.
But yeah, how's life been lifing? You were mentioning to me when we were talking before this. You've been working at a barbershop, right?
Yeah. So I want to say in like. So during the pandemic, everything shut down. I had a cool little job at the time, but unfortunately that expired with the pandemic. Yes. So I had to, try to get a different revenue stream from somewhere else. And like when I was a kid, I used to sweep hair in a barbershop, Then I was learning how to cut hair for a little bit, but I kind of like gave the passion up as my life was progressing. But, life 360'd, and, I had to pick up the clippers. And now, I'm starting to see the revenue come in, and it's just like, man, it's crazy how life comes back to you.
Everything comes back in life. Like, you think this little small detail in your early life is like irrelevant, and then next thing you know, you go from sweeping hair to cutting it and going into that art.
Right. And then, I don't really, on my music page, I don't broadcast it as much, but I do have a hair cutting page, follow Faded Options.
So if you need that fresh cut though, you know who to hit up.
Hit up your boy Faded Option. Hey, I spit a 16-2 for you. You know what I'm saying? Get you a cut and a 16.
Get it fresh all around.
All around. Let's go.
You can say barber by day, musical artist by night. How have you seen that influence into your artistry now?
The influence of barbering?
I mean, I've seen it a little more in your videos. I know you've
Yeah, I was gonna say one thing, like a connection between the two, is like the networking that it brings, because I cut different people in the chair, and then I'll talk about music, and they're like, yeah, oh, that's cool. How they'll listen to like my takes on music, and then if the conversation gets deep enough, then I'll tell them I do music. And they're like, you do music, you know? And then I tell them, yeah, go check it out. Because I don't come off as like, oh, you should check out my music.
No, you don't show your cards all at once.
No. I'm not like that. So
you hit him with that ace right after.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, you can go check out my music. You know, let me know how it is. And then boom, they go check out the music. And they're like, whoa. Like, yo, this guy cuts my hair. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like a cool connection there. And then
he gives out fades and bars.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a cool connection. And you know, as I keep growing, I feel like imagine I cut like shout out Cardo. I cut a producer that I want to work with, and then
nice.
You know, we can just establish a relationship on a platonic basis there, not just on business first, so that the product that we put out would be better. You know,
it's quality over quantity all the time.
Exactly.
Going back to your music, of course, since 2019, when you said you described yourself, you're a wide-eyed, young rapper.
Yeah.
Now, how have you seen your skill change since you started?
So since I started, I want to say I was very heavy on lyrics. Like I really put emphasis on writing and having a message behind my lyrics, not just making music. That's just how I was because of my upbringing. But as I developed the skill in flavors, as you can see, I feel like it's more my experimental sound. Because now that I know how to make music, I want to make music that shows a little bit more of my personality, opposed to just focusing on lyrics with the message behind it.
Yeah.
So I think it changed. Like it's like because now I know the process of recording a song, and punching in and mixing and mastering, how things would sound, something I can add before I even get to the studio, so I can just X out time because studio time costs. Yes. So I'm trying to do as much as I can in my time.
Of course.
Before I'm over here, like I'm watching the engineer, I'm studying what he does so that when I'm making my next song, I'm like, yo, he can add those components into these songs. So that I didn't know all these things when I first started. So now you can hear the development of the music.
Oh, yeah. I remember in 2019 when you had dropped, what was the album again?
With
the first album, the beginning.
Yeah.
What was the single you released for that one?
Word.
Yeah, it was Word.
Word. Acronym for working on reaching dreams. Yeah.
And you can see that now in flavors.
Yeah, there we go.
In the one you just released with Westside Boogie.
Yep.
That
Westside
one,
Life.
it's just the difference is the difference now. Sonically, you can hear the difference.
Right.
A lot. But it's amazing stuff. I mean,
thank you. I appreciate it.
We talk about your music all the time. When we interviewed you, you went by Young Nino.
Yeah, I went by Young Nino.
And now you go by Nino Ave. Can you give us a little more of that background, or what started that change?
I got you. It's still Young Nino, aka Young Chico, educated young brother with a street alter ego. You heard, but. Young Nino is just when I first started, because Nino was my nickname as it was, and I feel like when you add like a little or young behind a name, it really presents you more as an artist, and that's what I was going for in the beginning. But as I was progressing in the music, I'm like, it's kind of generic having a young or a little in your name, just because there's so many of them. So I was like, I kind of want to differentiate myself a little bit, but still keep it personal to me. So I just added the avenue because I'm for the people and we from the streets.
You're paving your own way.
There we go. There.
Your own lane, Nino Ave.
Yeah, on the avenue. You know what I'm saying?
Can we dig in a little more in the recently released single that you had with Westside Boogie? I want to hear the story because, anyone that knows Westside Boogie is an amazing artist. He's definitely one of the top underground kings out there.
Thank you.
So having to work with him, I'm sure was huge for you.
Man.
I know that's one of the rappers you listened to growing up too. So to have him on a single and just both of you just bar for bar kill it, I want a little more on that.
Okay, so so as like I said, putting out flavors was my experimental project, and Westside Life was actually like a last scratch song to put on that project because I was working on another song with another artist, and the song was taking so long. So we went back to the studio like, we gotta add another song to the track. We gotta add another song to the project because it's taking a long time to put out this project because the original date was supposed to be released in December of the previous year, and it didn't get released till this year. Oh yeah, in 2022 till this year. So I'm like, let me give him another song, right? So then I wrote Westside Life. On the original project, you can hear the original version before the remix, but I wrote Westside Life, and I'm like, you know, I really like that song. It was catchy. I was like very indulged with the West Coast sound at that time, because like when I'm listening to music in my car, I always switch genres. I always switch like artists every single time. So I'll be listening to R&B Sade one day, then I'll listen to Drake's playlist one day, then I'll listen to La Russell's playlist one day. I'm gonna listen to Boogie's playlist one day.
All the flavors.
I'm gonna listen to but I was really listening to Dr. Dre, the Chronic album at that time, and I'm like, how do I incorporate this sound? Because this sound is golden already, right?
Oh, of course.
So how
Those
do I
synthesizers unmatched? Unmatched.
You already know. Oh man. So
it's West Coast all day, baby.
How do I put those sounds with my sound, right? So, and that's how I came up with Westside Life. But Boogie actually had a show at the Novo, and he sold it out, which is it was amazing. I was there. It was super dope. But I went to a concert with Boogie, Joey Badass, and Buddy. And this is kind of before, like, you know, they were... no, I wouldn't say before. It was on tour for Joey Badass's All American Badass album, I believe.
Okay,
at that time. But yeah, I went there, and that was my first time seeing Boogie live. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, that's super fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because my homie told me about him back in the day. Also, I always listened to his music. But back to the Westside Life, I had tagged him into a post because of one of the events I went to, and I believe he liked it or whatever. So, and then one day he just hit me up like, yo, I like your music. Just randomly. I'm like, wow. I'm like, oh my gosh.
He notices
I'm
me.
like, oh my gosh. What are we gonna do? Yeah, anyways, I'm like, wow. Like, I would just, at first, I had to kind of take away the fandom away from the situation because, you know, I wanted to capitalize on it, right? So I'm like, so after he's like, yo, it's kind of hard. I'm like, yo, we should work. So he's like, cool. So he shot over how all the business works, and we got the song done.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Super, super.
I mean,
dope.
that's huge because I know from when the old studio, you had named him as one of one of your favorite artists. Elgin, our mutual friend, actually put me onto him, and I was like, all right, he has a particular sound. And I think you couldn't have a better artist on that track.
That's crazy you still remember that, though.
I do. I'm like, I remember.
It's crazy you remember that.
I remember. Yeah, it was a good interview. I remember that was one of the few interviews I really looked forward to.
Yeah, and you guys would play a lot of, you know, different music at that store. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty cool. Good vibes.
Me, always hip hop head. So, you know, I always looking for that new sound. And, you have it.
Thank you.
How was the video release? I saw that you released a video for Westside Life.
Oh, yeah. So after, you know, obviously after we handled the business and the recording part, you know, I reached out and, like, you know, I said we should do visuals because I feel like people want to see us. So, because I already shot a video for Westside Life before. So I'm like, we should do a visual for it because this song has been getting me my most traction as of lately. So we got the video going, but the video is super cool. The video shoot was super cool. It was at the barbershop I grew up sweeping hair at, ironically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
See, all full circle.
Yeah, all full circle. Hey, we're coming back to it. So that's the same barbershop. So I brought him to the Valley, San Fernando Valley. That's where I'm from. I'm born in LA, but, you know, by way of the San Fernando Valley. So I brought him to that shop. It was a super cool environment. He's a super cool person. I'm so thankful for him even pulling up, showing love. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And we established that connection, and now it's only up from here.
That's the only way to do it, man. That's the only way to see it because don't stop the momentum, you know, keep it going.
Thank you.
As far as other endeavors and future projects, what are a couple things you can speak on? Want to give us a little preview on it?
Okay, so if you go to my page, there is like a little black and white silhouette of me. It's a preview of a song called Go Nino, which is coming up off my new project, Flavors Part 2.
Nice.
And so Flavors Part 2, at first I was going to make a deluxe version of Flavors because everybody loves the project so far. So I'm like, you know what, let's deluxe it, right? But then I'm like, you know what, let me give them a second part to it opposed to a deluxe version so you can hear a little bit of the new sound that I developed now.
So it's going to be like new songs?
New songs, yeah. So since I now know how to like record, now I'm making songs I want to make.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know exactly how this is going to sound. So Flavors Part 2 is going to be geared towards that. So I'm super excited to put that out. But if you want to hear a little taste of it, like I said, I have a little snippet on my page. It's called Go Nino. And we might be coming out with a video soon for that.
Keep an eye out, guys.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys. Videos with Nino Ave. When we were talking before the show, we talked a lot about, personal growth. What are some growths you've seen as an artist? And being just a human overall. One thing we like to bring up, especially with people that we had on our guests, is, COVID did happen. It took a lot from everyone So what did you see aside from COVID? What did you see since we last talked?
Right.
What have you seen your growth as an artist and as well as a human?
Oh man, I had a performance one time at a hookah lounge. It's called Source Hookah in Northridge, and I was just that's when I dropped the beginning. So I was just at open mics, anywhere I can get heard. You know what I'm saying? Let me just rap, right? So I get to the mic there, and after I perform Be Alright, a girl comes right up to me like, yo, I don't even know who you are, but you're an angel for that song. Like it's I can hear the Guardians talking in that
was
song.
An anthem
and
right
I
there.
was like, oh wow, really? So on a human level, that really kind of was like the moment for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? I might have something here that people can get something from, right? So I'm like, just learning every day as a human and growing every day is a real thing. It's like we're organisms, so we have to keep growing. But it's like, I feel like over just, having my son really has elevated my life in certain ways. I feel morally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I look at life in a different aspect, but in terms of that's growth in as a human, but in the music, like I said before, just learning how to record and different melodies and punching in, and one thing that I did learn was you don't want to, like, if you're writing a song and you have that idea fresh on your mind. This is for independent artists that can't get to the studio all the time, you know what I'm saying? Because you write songs. If you're writing a song and you have that idea fresh in mind, I feel like you shouldn't get too carried away writing like for other songs if you can't get into the studio to record that song that you're working on. Because if you, like, let's say if I write the song and I love this song and I have a crazy mood about this song, but I put it on the back burner because I can't go to the studio and, I don't want to become idle with my music. So I'm still writing new songs. So I'm like, now I learned you need to stay on that idea. You know what I'm saying? Because if you record it at a different moment, it's not going to sound how you originally pictured in your mind. So that's one thing I really, really learned. And I hope everybody takes something from this. Yo, if you got that idea, hold on to the track until you get to the studio and you record the song. And then, you know what I'm saying, go on from there, because like you want to act on your idea as soon as possible.
Like I said, it definitely goes into quality versus quantity.
Exactly.
And I mean, like I said, definitely check out Nino. Like, again, your rhymes unmatched. I mean, especially now that sonically your change can be heard. I do want to talk a little more about the face behind Nino Avenue. Just what are some of your little favorite foods?
Oh, okay. So Wow, it's crazy, but
You said flavors, so what are some of your favorite flavors?
So it's kind of hard to say favorite food, but I can give you my like top 3 favorite foods, which is Mexican food,
Nice.
soul food,
Of course.
and Italian food.
Those are good picks.
Those are my top 3.
Hella carbs, but those are good picks.
hella carbs.
But those are some good picks.
But yeah, no, I really like Mexican food just because I've been to Mexico, shout out Rosarito.
Nice.
And Ensenada.
I love Rosarito,
You know what I'm saying? Ensenada, if you know.
The wine country.
Yeah, the white country on the
wine
outskirts, you know what I'm
country.
saying? But, you know what I'm saying? You get, or Puerto Nuevo. If you know, you know.
Oh, I didn't go there last time, but I know. I remember telling me mariscos there are unmatched apparently.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna get there. Like I tried it's called the Siete Mares. Soup.
Oh, the soup, yeah.
Oh my, get out of here.
That's a perfect hangover. Perfect hangover soup right there.
Fire. So that's why I'm like Mexican food is probably my number 1. Soul food has to be number 2, just because I grew up with soul food and like I love it tremendously. But I've eaten it my whole life, so you know what I'm saying. It's like, but Mexican food I haven't. So when I try new things, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying. I love the aguachiles. I love the ceviche. Like you know what I'm saying. I love it all. You know what I'm saying. So it's crazy. Even and Italian food, just because I can't leave out pasta. I love pasta.
No, you can't. Pasta's love right there, man.
Man.
Any good movies you've been watching lately?
I actually went to go see Transformers.
How was that?
I believe it's called like the Primal.
Yeah, the one with like the gorilla.
Yeah. I went to go see it, and it actually was pretty good. You know,
Yeah?
It was really, really good. I didn't expect it. I thought it was like, yo, it's another Transformers movie. How good can it be? It doesn't have Shia LaBeouf either.
I
So I'm all
know.
like, let me check it out.
No more Megan
though.
Fox, no more Shia LaBeouf.
Exactly. So I'm like, let me check it out. But actually, I loved what they did with the plot of that movie. I actually loved it a lot. It was
don't give it away, but
I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, if just go check out Transformers. You know what I'm saying? Really good movie, super good plot. It was for the people too, so I think it's some gems in there people will love.
Did you go watch it with your son?
Yes,
I
did.
He's so cute. Every time you post him, I'm like, God, so jealous of his hair.
Oh man,
So jealous of his hair.
man.
I'm like, God damn, this man.
Funny thing, I braid his hair too. I braid hair.
That is
you know
just
what I'm saying?
fucking cute.
Just because, just part of the hair thing.
And on favorite topics, and we're gonna tie it back in. What are some music you've been listening to? I mean, you pointed out how you like to switch things up. What have you been taking away from music that you listen to?
Like I said, just trying to develop more of the sound. And as of right now, like I said, the West Coast sound. Because the West Coast has been giving me gold so far. So I think that I've been listening to, I've been listening to DJ Quick a lot. And it's crazy because I had it was BT experience weekend this past weekend.
Yeah.
So I did a little questionnaire with a media outlet, and it was about top 5 artists, favorite artists. And I list DJ Quick in there because if you go back on his catalog, it's like, wow. It's like every song is a banger, but it's really, if you're from the West Coast, like, cause I grew up from the West Coast for real. Like, shout out to my cousins that grew up in Echo Park. But every time we was in the backyard, DJ Quick, Sugar Free is getting played off top.
Oh, yeah.
Off top. And, a lot of people want to have their say about artists that have the West Coast sound, but are not from the West Coast in today's world. You know what I'm saying? In 2023. But nah, I like I said, I feel like the West Coast sound is golden. So I'm just acclimating it to my music, you know what I'm saying? And seeing what the product looks like. And so far it sounds pretty good.
But like you said, like DJ Quick's catalog itself is just like, that is a West Coast sound. And it doesn't matter if you're from here or if you're not. It's just like, yeah, if you can develop it and make it into, your own sound, you'll go far with that.
Right.
But it's nice. Like, again, the West Coast sound really suits you, especially from this new project that you put out. Really representing the 818 over here.
Yeah.
And going to that, or speaking of music, speaking of music, what are some of your inspirations, or what are some things that you look into?
Okay, so some of my like inspirations, just because I'm an independent artist, I mean, I draw inspiration from the greats like Kendrick, Cole,
Of course.
obviously Pac, Biggie, you name the biggest artists, Nas, Underground, we can go Guru. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
I draw from a lot of different artists, but I think I'm drawing the most inspiration in today's lane from the independent artists that's leading at the forefront, like La Russell. You know what I'm saying? I went to go see him at the Leimert Park Festival too.
You did tell me. How was that?
That was pretty. Oh man, it was
packed.
It was packed. It was incredible though just to see. Anytime all the people can get together in the city for a good event, no matter the externalities around the event,
exactly,
is a great thing for the city. You know what I'm saying?
It was beautiful seeing that.
Beautiful to see everybody out and just having fun. Forget about everything else. Just be outside, have fun with the people, because the people is what make the world go round.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Without us, this is empty land. You know what I'm saying? So, that was incredible, but I seen La Russell there. It was a super dope performance.
He was on the first stage, right?
Yeah, it was called the Elevate the Culture stage.
Yeah. So it was the one right before the main stage where like Wally went.
Yeah. It was closer to like the Crenshaw Mall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to go to the main stage, but it was so packed over there.
It was just packed. No, but it was again amazing because. I feel definitely now in LA, since we've had so many people come in and it's changed, the demographic has changed. There are definitely like sections where only transplants go in LA.
Right.
There's sections where only like LA locals go.
Right.
But at the Leimert Park, you saw it all. You saw locals, you saw old heads that are from the block, down to people that just moved here last year, and it was just beautiful to see that everyone come together.
It's crazy to see that, but it was beautiful.
Yeah. How Did you weren't there till the end, were you?
No, I left a little bit after, but it started to, as the sun started going down. If you're from Los Angeles, you
already know what that means.
You better get out the street.
Once it starts getting cold and the sun starts casting shadows, go home.
Get up out of it. If you're not in there, you better get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna tell you.
But drawing back from your inspiration, what's a mantra or what are words that you live by?
I always live by, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's just my favorite quote of all time, just because it's true. Like when I first started music, it's like, I don't know what to do as an artist. So I'm just like, how do I promote myself? How do I do this? How do I do that? And people left and right are just throwing, hey, you should do this. Hey, you should do this. Hey, you should do this. And I don't know what to do. But now I'm like, if they're throwing these opportunities at me, let's talk about it. Let's see what's going on, because I now want to, I'm active in music, so we can get to that conversation. So I live by that like every day. If you don't slack on your opportunities, because sometimes you only get one.
Exactly.
And you can't get more. So I really live by that mantra.
Yeah.
A little inspiration.
Speaking on word, tell me a little bit more about your word. You spoke in a little last time on the last interview, but where has that gone? You want to tell them what word stands for you?
Yeah. So word is an acronym that stands for Working on Reaching Dreams. Shout out to my boy J Thread. He's a part of the group. It's three of us. It's me, J Thread, and Rex Rod. But J Thread, he came up with the acronym, and when we first met, I was like, yo, that is super dope, because it encompasses everything that we do, everything that we stand for, because, we want to make it in this, because we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't want to make it. So we're really working on, reaching our dreams, active in it, not just dreaming, you know what I'm saying? So that's what that word really means to us. As a group, Rex Rod just dropped a project, and I'm on a song on there. I'm on a song on there. If you want to go check out a Nino verse, the song is called "Call from Heaven," and the project is called "All Dogs Go to Heaven" by Rex Rod. So go check that out if you want to hear some more, Nino sounds from a different outlet. Super dope verse on there. But shout out Rex Rod. But yeah, we're just a collective of three different artists. Not like a group, rap, just a collective, because when I first was starting music, they helped me develop my sound in my friend, like during the beginning projects. So they were a huge help for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and learning how
course.
to do music, because they were doing music prior. You know what I'm saying? Before I met them, before I got serious into the music. So that's pretty much what word means. But shout out them, shout out to the homie, shout out to J Thread. He has a new project on the way, and shout out to Rex Rod. He just dropped All Dogs Go to Heaven. Go cop that now.
You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, right? They have them on-
All digital streaming platforms.
Yeah, I met him when you performed at Catch One.
Oh yeah,
I remember that. They were sweet guys. Very sweet guys.
Wait for 1 second. I'm so happy that you brought up my performance at Catch One, because shout out Project Blowed that put that together. And if you're from LA, you know who Project Blowed is.
Yep.
But shout out AC Alone.
A big name.
Yeah, you already know. Shout out everybody that helped me during that time. You know, it was super dope. Like, that was my first time being on stage at a high level. You know what I'm saying? When I was performing at the open mics, I was at a low level, at the eye level. But when I was at the Catch One, I was finally on a stage above eye level, performing for the people. You know what I'm saying? And
It was a sick show. It was a sick show. I
Super
remember
sick
that
show.
one.
But and super shout out to Abstract Rude, because he really put that together for me.
Speaking on Catch One and performances, any sites of performing in the near future?
Oh yeah. Of course. Right now we're just working on Flavors Part 2. So just give us a second.
Of course.
But we
of course.
gonna put that out. But right after that, you know, if anybody wants to book, you know, me, of course, for any events, then we can do those performances. But for as far as my personal performance goes, we're gonna be throwing my first show ever, and it's gonna be crazy because
I mean, the Valley or here in LA?
it's probably gonna. Well, I threw a listening party in Hollywood. It was kind of like around here, and it was pretty cool. But I mean, it's like I'm from the Valley, so I might have to do it in the Valley.
Of course, you gotta represent.
Just because. But again, this is gonna be my first show, my first personal show. It's gonna be a big show. So I hope everybody tunes in, because, you know, we're going to have some special guests.
I mean, I better get that invite, 'cause I will be right there.
We're on the way. So tune in.
I also wanted to ask, is it okay we play your song Westside Life?
Yeah, go ahead.
For listeners, just so they know what's going on.
Yeah.
Mess with the boy, get the raps in.
Yeah.
All right, so this is Westside Life featuring Westside Boogie by our very own Nino Avenue.
Let's get it.
That was Westside Life by Nino Avenue featuring Westside Boogie. Banger. Where can you find this at, Nino?
We're streaming on all digital streaming platforms, baby. But yeah, you can just, you know, go on Apple. You can look it up, Westside Life, and you can find the original version and the remix version. So if you want to hear, you know, how it sounded before and how it came to be, go check that out.
And make sure you check out that video on YouTube. Again, amazing visuals. Before we leave, Nino, I know, you know, you can't be the great Nino without a team, and you know, let's show some love.
Okay, so I have to give a shout out to the team, everybody that's been helping me thus far. Special shout out to my manager LP. You already know, he already know what it is. You know, he believed in me since day one, so that's why he's my manager today. Take notes, people. But shout out to my engineer, Pure Vision. You already know, he get me right on all the songs. He did mix and master Westside Life.
Nice.
With me and Westside Boogie. So, and he did a good job on Boogie's part too. Super dope. Shout out to the two videographers I work with, Kyrie and Andre. You know, you guys keep holding me down with the visuals. We're gonna keep getting better. You heard. Shout out my Rex Rod and Jordan from Word. You already know what the deal is. We got new music on the way as a collective, and they got new music on the way. And shout out Straight Out the Trunk Radio. They always show me love, an outlet from my city. You know what I'm saying? And then shout out to my family. You know, shout out to all my family that continues to support me till this day. That they show a lot more love in ways that I can't portray on camera. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to them, it's all of you guys.
Woo, well, showing love because, they're day ones. And it's a beautiful thing to see. Nino, I want to say thank you. And I appreciate you for showing up.
Thank you. This is big.
No, I love it. I was looking forward to this interview. And I mean, even in 2019, I was like, hey, I expect you back. I want to see the growth. Because again, since I've been introduced to your music, it's, when you just love seeing someone just sonically develop. Yeah. It's just been to a T where you can be like, oh, and this project is what I did, and this project is what I focused on, and now I'm here.
Right.
And to see that growth, again, you are gonna go far.
Thank you. And I chose to do this interview. I wanted to do this interview with you, though. Specifically, this first one, I wanted to do it with her, just to let the record reflect. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do it love, because man. It's our love over here. That's why we're gonna go where the love at, baby.
And I appreciate you again. Thank you so much. You're amazing. And honestly, I hope you just grow from here and just get to where you need, because people need to jump on this wave. The Nino wave. He's got it locked.
Welcome to the Ave Show, baby.
And this has been Tastemaker Tuesdays. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure you check us out every Tuesday from 3 to 5 on Dash Radio on the Tastemaker station.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Tasty Tuesdays. Thanking you for your time this time. Until next time, we'll see you again next week, same time, same channel.